Well, hello, almost stock. How you guys doing today? It is a 42-degree day in Wisconsin, and we're gonna work on this again. I got my parts in the mail and got some upgrades, replacements, some cool stuff. But yeah, I am replacing the oil cooler again, which I did in a previous video. So I'm not gonna film that. If you have any questions about that, you can go back and watch the first video where I did my tune-up on this truck. But I'm gonna get that done, and then we will step into the things that I haven't filmed, which are the up pipes, down pipe, turbo pedestal, turbo, and then we'll show you how to transfer the tunes over to the hydro. But I'm gonna get this done, and then we'll get back to you. Alright, so before I go do the oil cooler, I figured I would show you the goods. kc300x stage 1 EBB, or exhaust back pressure valve delete pedestal. This is the stock spider. I just had it powder coated. New up pipes. This is the oil cooler that's going in, and I got a 4-inch down pipe and all new clamps for the turbo. Hopefully this goes on relatively easily since everything's new. But yeah, we'll go on a journey together and install some fun stuff. Hopefully it's done today. It might be a 2-day project. It is cold as heck out, but I need to get it done. I am still waiting for my oil to get here, which should be delivered today. And I think I have one piece of exhaust, or two. I don't remember. Anyway, that stuff's supposed to be here today. So, I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna do this oil cooler again. The old video I did the oil cooler seals. But I think the actual oil cooler was faulty. So, I got another one. And that's what I'm gonna go do now. I changed, got layers on. It's like 41 degrees out. But we'll see what we get. See you guys in a minute. Alrighty. I know you can't see, but I got the oil cooler out. I forgot how big a mess that was. But I did replace the seals, which still look fine, so I'm assuming something inside of this is bad, and that's why I was pushing oil into my coolant, because there's more oil pressure than there is coolant pressure, so the oil pressure pushes through into the coolant side. So we're gonna fix that today. I got the end caps inside. I'm gonna clean them up and assemble the new one, and then I'm gonna put it in. Alrighty. New oil cooler's in there. Oh, I forgot how hard these back three are to get lined up and on there, but so it took me a minute. But now I'm gonna clean up the ends of my manifolds here where the up pipe seal. I use some SOS pads, get as much of the crud and rust off of there as I can. And then we're gonna jump up in here. 1 second. Jump up here and tuck some up pipes in there, and what you're supposed to do is kind of finger tighten all of it and then set the turbo on there and then crank everything down. So that's what I'm gonna accomplish, and I'll probably actually get you up in here once I start putting the turbo and stuff in. But yeah, oil cooler is a mess on a 7.3 for sure. But up pipes, here we go. Okay, here are the new up pipes and collector and hardware. The old ones were not I didn't even have to unbolt these. They slid right out of here without even taking the flange off, and there's soot around them, so they were leaking. So, new ones. The side that does that is for the passenger side, and the one that does the little squiggly is for the driver's side, and this one meets up on the top of the motor behind the turbo. So I'm gonna put these in, lightly finger tighten the hardware, get this in there, and then I'll get back to you guys. But all that is going down in between the firewall and the back of the block. So away we go. Okay, pipes are in there and finger tight on the bottom. I was wrong. Whatever I said, the hook one goes on this side and the squiggly goes on the passenger side. I apologize. But I'm gonna get the collector up in there and snugged up, and then I'll clean that little bit of flash rust off of them oil seats, and then put my pedestal in after that's in. We'll be right back. Alright, I got that in. These are kind of snug. You got to tighten them from the bottom, but they're snug. You want to make sure that this is extremely clean. It's the oil passages to the EVP pedestal to go to the turbo. The O-rings need a seat there, and if this leaks, it'll look like a rear main because it drops off the back of the block, but it's just this. So make sure this is really clean. Alrighty, I got the pedestal in. I got those bolts snugged up. The two back ones I got to get from the bottom, but I need a swivel. But I'll be able to do that. But now I'm going to throw the turbo on. I'm excited. Alrighty, look at that. Oh, hold up. Ooh, isn't that cool? Look at that. Alright, so I bought a crossover line which goes from there to there. I'm gonna do next before I get the plenum and the spider plenum in my way. So I'll get those in there, and then yeah, I don't know. I'm cold though, it's freezing, and I've been out here a minute, so I'm gonna go take a break. But we're getting places. Thing looks sweet. Okay, crossover lines in. Now I'm going to put my plenum boots on and put the spider on and put the compressor clamp on. Man, that turbo looks cool as hell in there. Can't wait for this thing to start today or tomorrow. Okay, now got the spider in. The vacuum lines, the heater line. Yeah, I gotta put the boost tubes in, but I want to buff those a little bit more, and I was gonna paint them, but I don't think I am. I think I'm gonna upgrade those later, so I'm not worried about it. I have to tighten the two collector bolts on the back side from the bottom, and the manifold bolts, they're in, they're finger tight, so I just need to snug all of that up. And downpipe, need to put the downpipe in, but the rest of my exhaust isn't here yet, and it's cold. So this guy is gonna go take a minute and warm up, but we'll keep going, like I said, either today or tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so I'm getting places. I got the up pipes and the intake tube on. I want to upgrade this, but I didn't have enough for that yet, so that just is what it is for now. I'd like an SMB, which would get rid of this stupid box for me too. I also kind of want to make my own, but I might just run it till I can get the one I want. Right now I am going to get under it, tighten the up pipes on the manifolds. I'm going to put the drain plug back in, put the oil filter on, dump oil in it, put the batteries in. Then I'm going to go get my computer and upload the tunes. And we're going to give her a start, maybe. See if it does it. But, yeah. I think, I'm going to get under there before it's dark and do that. And then I'm going to toss the batteries in. And I'll get back to you before we do anything else. Alright, I got my up pipes tight. I still got to try and get to the upper ones on the collector, but I need to buy a swivel. So what they are right now is what they're going to be. So I can get to the store tomorrow. But I'm going to throw the downpipe in here. I cut the rest of my exhaust out. So that's all gone. I'm going to put the downpipe in and then throw the batteries in. And then probably won't do the exhaust today. I'll worry about that, but it should run after I throw oil in it. Oil filter and drain plug are on, or in and on. Dump some oil in her. I don't have coolant, but one startup won't kill nothing. Well, that downpipe was an absolute pain in the butt to get in there and took me a while, but oil's in, batteries are in, downpipe's in. I do not have the exhaust finished, but the downpipe's on and one piece of straight is just kind of slid on there. I also don't have coolant, and I haven't put the tunes on it, but everything else is done. So I'm going to put the tuner in no start, crank it till I get oil pressure, get oil some places, and then we're going to try and start it. And hopefully all of that goes very well. Alright, well, no oil pressure. We're just gonna dry start this in 00. Here we go. Oh no. And batteries are dead. So we're gonna jump it, I guess. We'll be back. Alrighty, 10 minutes later. I got a high idle stick on the envoy. Try and help me out here. Why are they so dead? Alright. Now she's been sitting 20 minutes. I think it's charged. I'm gonna give her another go. She should fire up. Come on.
that crossover line, so there's air in the line. It might take a little bit to clear out of the injectors. All this damn oil from the turbo going needs to burn off. But and I need to finish the exhaust, which I'll do tomorrow. All that's from me doing the oil cooler, but I'm just looking for leaks. I don't see none. Friggin' cool. Alright, so I need coolant and finish my exhaust. And she'll be back together. And we're gonna do that tomorrow, so I'll be right back tomorrow. We'll start in the morning or whenever we start. And we'll wrap this video up then. You guys sleep tight. I got impatient and decided to go get coolant. Red's here now. Waiting to show up after everything's done. But we're letting her get the temp. Everything's done and ready except for the rest of my exhaust. But downpipe's in and everything else is buttoned up and bolted up. I'm just burping the coolant system, and that's about it. I gotta tighten those 2 bolts on the back, but I gotta go get a swivel tomorrow to get the right angle. But we'll go for a test drive tomorrow and then send this video out to you, but just letting you know if she's gonna be ready. Red.
Kinda did something.
Yeah, I don't think 30 plus pounds of boost was very good for this coupler.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that back on. But it drives. It does stuff. It's really loud in the cab because the downpipe is all that's on there. But when I slide the exhaust together under there and aim it down, like it sounds good. And it's way quieter. But I'm gonna put this back together. We're gonna go on another little cruise and then so Red left. That video cut out because I ran out of space on my phone, so I had to clear some stuff out. But we took it for a test drive a few times, and the new turbo makes too much boost and keeps popping them couplers. I went to my unit, I grabbed some T-bolt styles and replaced the worm screw style clamps, and it still blows them. The Ford intercooler piping have an inside bevel, which is just silly, like a bead roll, seam roller, whatever you want to call it. It dips in instead of bumping out. So tomorrow I think I'm going to take my welder, run an aluminum bead inside that seam and kind of build it up and build a lip for a clamp hose to snag on so it stops blowing them. Then I'm also going to weld my exhaust, wherever that is right there, on, and it'll be done. Everything else checks out and works fine. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Get some sleep. Sweet dreams. See you in a little bit. Well, good morning, almost stock. Back at it again today. I am going to pull my boost tubes, weld a ring around them so that the clamps have something to hold on to, because the boost tubes just keep popping. My boost gauge only goes to 30, and I don't know how much it makes, because it makes more than that. But yeah, I'm gonna get my welder set up, pull the boost tubes, clean them, and then run that weld, and then I'm going to put my exhaust together, which I am kind of short on. Let's see if I can figure that out. I don't know. This is a few short, so maybe I'll figure
something. But the new 4-inch downpipe is shorter than the old stock downpipe, which I didn't account for. But we'll figure it out. And then it keeps throwing an overboost code, which I guess PHP HydroTunes delete that code in the PCM. Jellybuilt does not. So I either need a boost fooler, or I need to contact him and see if he can just delete that. But yeah, we'll get the exhaust done and the intake held together again, or the intake tubes held together again, and once I have my welder and everything set up, I will get back to you guys. Alright, almost stock. I got my welder hooked up. I got a couple test beads of aluminum AC. Seems to be working well. I'm gonna clean up these pipes around, I don't know if I talked about this. Yeah, the boost tubes keep popping because there's nothing. This is what I was talking about. There's a bead seam roll, but it's rolled to the inside and not the outside, so the clamps just keep popping and sliding off. So I'm gonna run a bead of weld to have something to catch on those. But I'm gonna clean those up real quick so they weld nice. Then we'll get them back in there, and then I gotta do the exhaust. But just well, just a little update. These pipes are not aluminum, they are stainless, and that was fun to figure out real quick. But I got a bead around them. I got one more to do, and then those are going back in, and then I'm gonna do the exhaust. Be right back. Alrighty, so welded a bead around those intercooler pipes, got them all back in. I got them T-clamps, doubled up that one. I want to double up this far one down here that blew last night, but I don't have any more, and it might hold, so we'll figure that out. But I'll start it, turn it around so that everything's kind of a little closer, and I'm gonna play with this exhaust. So we will see what happens. Well, I did not order enough exhaust, so I had to go get a piece of scrap. But I'm gonna cut that, get it in there. I can't weld it all the way around like I wanted to, or use the V-band that I wanted to, so I'm tacking it, and then I'm gonna have to get some band clamps, the long ones. Unfortunately, I wanted a nice exhaust, but it is just a work truck, and it's what it is. That downpipe's way too fucking hard to get in and out of there to do it the way I want to. Otherwise, I would. But I'm gonna cut the 15 to 16 inches I need and weld it in there, or tack it in there, and then get it clamps later. Or I'll sit there and try and weld it around. I don't know. But, yep. Let's try again. Well, sun's going down. But I got this all fit, and I'm starting to finish weld it. I got 2 complete 4-inch welds all the way around. I had to piece this exhaust together. It looks kind of sketch. Red's here. He approves though, right? Yeah. Let's take a peek here. All right, so that's my old weld with the thing, but got some. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's too many pieces, but that's gonna get a clamp. I'm gonna weld that, and then the front one I believe will get a clamp, or I'll weld that and that because I can get around that, and the front will get a clamp. But either way, I'm gonna run a little weld on here, and then we'll hear how it sounds with the new turbo in the stack. Well, first start. That sounds better.
Yeah, it does. I think it's quieter.
I think so too.
Huh. We're gonna let it warm. Well, actually, here, hold this. I just drove it. It should be all right. It blew a leaf out the stack. Nice. All right. Well, 3 runs. I'm gonna take it for a drive here. When I do, I will see if the boost will hold this time with the new welded beads, but I'm tired. It's been 2 days, non-stop truck stuff, so you guys keep on keeping on, and I will see you in the next one.